Hi, welcome back to another Hour with Crowder with me, your host Crowder. Like, share, subscribe, and comment. If you're already a subscriber, go ahead and ding the bell so that you can get all of my latest podcast interviews every Tuesday. Today we have another good-ass guest, Jamya Ray. There we go. So many people get so nervous about this, and it's really not even a big thing. But I almost didn't get you. I know what you do, but could you give a little background on what you do?
Yes. So I'm a licensed life insurance rep, financial advisor. I help people protect, grow, and save their money. I also educate people on ways to save their money.
So, okay, we was talking a little bit about how different ways to save your money, what you should put it in, how you should do it. Because the thing about especially the Black community is that we have a problem creating generational wealth. We don't know how these big corporations started out from the bottom and then 2-3 years down the line, they're millionaires. It's like we're missing that loop of information. Why is it that the Black community is missing that loop of information?
I mean, I honestly don't know why. I don't know if it's purposely or they're just not teaching us personally. Like, they are teaching the wealthy, and their kids are teaching their kids, and we just don't know about it. We just don't know about it, and I have no idea why. And that's pretty much why I do what I do, because I'm mad about it. You know, like I'm upset. Like, how dare you? Like, how dare you hold this information from all the, middle class and all the poor? Like, how dare you? So that's why I'm really passionate about what I'm doing. I want to do seminars, which I'm going to do. I'm going to go to different neighborhoods. So I'm looking for community leaders, to make sure that this gets out to everyone, not just the privileged, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, and there's so much that we don't know, and it's just kind of like, it's crazy that I'm now almost 30 years old and I'm just now hearing about this. It's not right.
See, and that's the thing that I was over there. I always recollect about when I see like the wealthy getting wealthier and the poor getting poorer. I mean, we already know that the government is trying to wedge the gap. They're trying to basically eliminate middle class. They don't want middle class anymore. They want you to be poor or they want you to be rich. And rich, what we think, because we're so poor, like people think that middle class is like, oh, I'm doing all right. No, right. You're not. Like, rich is when you don't worry about money. Rich is when you can toss $100,000 into the stock market, and if you lose it, you can make it right back, with other things. But they're trying to wedge this gap. And like you said, I'm learning about things that I didn't know about. I didn't even know what interest was until I went to truck driving school, because they charge you interest. And I was wondering, like, wait a minute, you said that the school was $5,000, but why am I owing $7,500? I'm not understanding it. And she tried to explain it over and over and over again, and I guess she was Black. She sounded Black. I ain't gonna lie. She sounded Black. But she broke it down to me in a way that it was like, oh, okay, so basically you're loaning me money, and because I didn't have the full price of it, then you have to tax me. Per se. I don't think that's the right word, but you got to tax me to make sure that even if you don't pay this $5,000, we got $1,500 about you at least. And then that's just if you don't pay the full thing. That ain't even talking about the money that I've already paid before I was like, fuck school, just dip. So what are some of those ways that they've hidden? Not some of the ways that they've hidden, but what are some of the ways that you can save money, make money? What are the avenues of trying to find those?
Trying to find it would just be, I found it on kind of by luck, honestly. I found it by luck. But life insurance, a lot of people think it's for when you die, for your beneficiaries, but life insurance can actually be used as an investment vehicle. So say you get like an indexed account. So the indexed account will basically allow you to make anywhere between 4 to 12% in interest.
Yeah,
not in interest, but in, you said what?
Yeah, because the bank, when you save money, because that's where I fucked up at. Thinking that, and that's why I am, like, going to get with you about this off air, of course. But that's where I fucked up at, was thinking, oh, I have all this money and I'm saving and I'm doing the adult thing. And they send you these little receipts in the mail from the bank. And it's like, oh, you got 0.003% interest in your account. And I'm thinking, yay, they gave me money. But when I started doing the math, it was only fucking 3 cents.
Mm-hmm. So average is 0.06% when you put your money into a savings account with the banks. That's all you're getting back. You're not getting back much of anything, but nobody looks into that. Same thing with the 401ks. You get a 401k, not saying that 401ks aren't beneficial. They're only beneficial if you stay at that job 2 to 4 years, depending on that particular job's contract. They will match that. But if you're someone who is switching jobs every year, or switching jobs every other year, or something like that, 401k is not the way to go, because they're not going to match. So all you get is what you put in, so the money that was put in there, that's all you get back. Versus if you put it into an annuity, an indexed account, you'll be able to get 4 to 12% in, I keep saying interest, but is it interest?
I'm not sure. But I do want to know what the index account is for people that don't know, and for me, because that's what I'm a little confused about, index account versus 401k.
So the index account is just like a savings account. It's an investment vehicle. So you put your money into this index account and you let it grow. You will never. It's a fixed index account. You do have the variable, but you want to go with the fixed index account, because your money will never go down. So say the stock market is like this, it's going up. Okay, boom, you have about 6,000, you right here at 6,000, but the stock market drops. Your money will stay right there at that 6,000, right? Because this is saving your money. It's protecting it. So it'll stay there until the market goes back up. Once the market go back up, yours will go up. Now there is a ceiling, right? So that 12%, there's a ceiling. You also have a floor. So once you get to that 6% and the market starts going up, your money will go up with it. Yeah. But you will but say the market is doing, or the stock market is doing 20% right now. You won't get that 20% because it's capped, right? So you'll get that 12%. But the point is, your money will never drop. Like if you put your money in the stock market, it's going to go up and down, up and down. You put your money in a fixed index account, your money is always safe. And it's always constantly building, it's going up with the stock market, and it's staying where it's at when the stock market drops. So that is where you want to put your money. You don't want to put your money in the banks, because the banks take your money and they invest it, right? They invest it and they give you back what's, your little...
whatever you put into.
Right.
So if you
with your 3 cents.
Yeah, so if you got 10,000 in there, then they take it and then they go and play in the stock market with it. And that's why, okay, I want to finish that point, but they take it and they go play in the stock market with it, and then it's like at the end of the year, oh, thank you for banking with us. I'm not going to say any names or anything, but thanks for banking with us, and here's 3%, 0.006% of what we want to go play with in the stock market.
Exactly.
And that's why it takes so long for you. If you do anything over like $5,000, then it's like, oh no, you need to wait 3 days. Yeah, because we took your fucking money and we went to go play in the stock market with it, and we might not have it to give back to you.
Yep.
I just and I thought about that with the 401k too. I was like, okay, like somebody, Papa Duck, shout out to Papa Duck. I really be on to him. He's really into financial stuff as well. And he was like, 401ks are a scam. And I was like, nigga, people retire off of that. Fuck out of here. But he was like, it's a scam because they go and, yeah, they match you, but that's just to keep you there, because that sounds like a really good deal. You're going to match what I put in. Great. But you don't see that money until you're old. And then if you want to take it out because you want to invest in something yourself, then they tax you. So they're bringing you in with, we're going to match whatever you put in, and then they penalize you for going to go take it out so you can go play in the stock market. And that's where it's at, because a 401k, you can take your own 401k. You can save, the 150 or whatever you put into yourself. They're not giving you the shit that they matched at the end. They're giving you what you put in. They're just saying that we're going to match it so that you can do a 401k, because we're financially ignorant. We don't know how that shit really works. And that's when I started doing a little bit of research on the 401k. And when I started really reading into it, I was like, damn, this shit is like low key, like the crucial corporate scam.
Yeah, it definitely is. I had a 401k. They matched 100% because, all jobs don't match the same. They match 100%. So I was like, yeah, I went to a seminar about, 401ks and stuff. So I thought I knew what I was doing. And that seminar pretty much was like, when you have a 401k, you want to invest it. You don't want to just put your 6%. You want to go in and take it and invest it into the stock markets. So that's pretty much what the whole concept of the seminar was about. So I was like, okay, I didn't know you could do that, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take the employer match, and I'm gonna go ahead and then take my 401k and I'm gonna invest 100%. Went in aggressive because I'm still young, and as you get older, they say go back down, kind of go in conservative. Well, I did that. When the stock market crashed, guess what happened to my 401k? I lost 20%. So once it came back up, I was back to where I started, but that took like 7 months or something like that just to even get back to where I started. And then when I was no longer working there, they snatched that match back. So it was kind of like all you did was take my money and hold it for me.
Exactly.
And then when I wanted to take it out, like you said, if you take it out before you were 59, I believe, 59 and a half, they will tax you. In Texas, it's 20%. You have federal taxes and we have state taxes, but Texas doesn't take state taxes. So 20% when you take it out, versus if you had it in an indexed account, it's yours. You take it out, there are no penalties, right? So that's another kind of pro to having an indexed account. Only con is that you cannot be working with that employer when you do it. So if you had a 401k, you wanted to roll it over into an index account, you would have to no longer be working at that company. It would have to be like an old index account. An old 401k. But that's kind of pretty much like the basis of that, of like kind of putting your money somewhere else. That's kind of the basis of that. You definitely don't want to do, I would not recommend a 401k. I would take the money that you intended on putting into the 401k and putting it into the indexed account instead.
Okay, so yeah, because I'm a little confused, just a little bit. Okay, so you can't be working like, okay, me for instance, I work for a truck driving company or whatever, and so I can't I can't have an index account with VP. How do I do with that? How do I get the index account?
So you can have the index account and have a 401k, but you just can't roll your 401k into an indexed account.
So the money that you got for the 401k, I'm thinking, okay, well, fuck the 401k. I want to put it off in the index account.
Yeah. So you can't do that. So
you got to make a whole new account and then stop putting money in the 401k and just start putting it in the index account.
If your company allows you to stop your 401k, you can do that. But once you stop working for that company, then you're able to go ahead and roll that money over into your index account, and it wouldn't be taxed or anything like that. As long as it's connected to a policy, a life insurance policy, you will not be taxed when you take your money out. You can take it in and out as you please. You still have that freedom like you have with the bank, only you're getting more back. You're not getting 0.6%.
Yeah.
So that's that. But even outside of that, you can do an index account with your own money. So you have your 401k. If you're able to stop it, you can stop it. And it'll just be sitting there until you change careers or whatever the case is. Once you change careers, you can then roll it into the one that you started. You can start an index account with a minimum of $100.
That's not bad. That's basically what it takes for you to go, start a savings account at one of these big time banks. It's $100. So if you're going to go ahead and do that, you might as well just open up the damn index account.
Exactly. And that's pretty much what I did. I'm like, okay, I could spare $100, because you look around and you think about all the stuff you buy, all the foods you buy. And it's just like, I know I buy drinks 3 times a day. I could probably go buy a case of soda, but I'm like, oh, no, I want a fountain drink. So
I want that 69 cents.
Right. I want the fountain drink. So I'm in the drive-thru and I'm like, oh, let me go ahead and get some fries since I'm here. I need a snack with my drink. So I do that all day long. I'm just eating. I'm wasting money on food. I probably spend about $30 a day on food alone. So I feel like there's so many places that people can cut back to put that $100 in. You just gotta want to do it. You gotta understand it, so that it makes sense to you and you see the value of it. And I mean, from there it's up, and you can use that money for retirement. Right now with 401ks, a lot of people do not have enough money to kind of retire. Like they will run out of money to retire with a 401k. A lot of people are not prepared for that. Some people were like, well, I'm young, I got a lot of time. You don't. If you're already 25, you don't. You know what I'm saying? You need to start now. You may want to put a little extra in there, but that's kind of a lot of people's mind frames is, oh, I don't need that right now, especially when it comes to life insurance. Life insurance is so important. It's crazy, and it has so many benefits. So the traditional life insurance that people know is, for your beneficiaries. Well, we have living benefits now. So say you bought a house. You get a life insurance policy that, like a term policy, meaning it'll term at whatever year you decided. So you would pick maybe like 20, 30, or 15, I believe. So you'll pick one of those, and say something happens to you in that time frame, and you have your house, you can literally cash out on your life insurance policy to pay off your house.
Damn.
So we got return of premium. So return of premium, also a term policy. So say you say, I want to do 20 years on this policy. If you do not cash out on your life insurance policy, meaning you don't need it, meaning that you didn't get into something fatal, or maybe you got into like a wreck or something and you're not able to work, you can cash out on that life insurance policy and have that money. So $20,000 or however much coverage you got. So say you paid $120,000, you can cash it on that policy. But if you don't use it, they will give you the money back. Everything that you paid on that premium for the last 30 years, 20 years, whichever one you chose, they will pay you all of that money back because you did not use it. So that's another policy that comes in handy. It's a just in case. It's not a policy that you have to die. But say you do die. Say you do die. Your beneficiary is going to get that money. You know what I'm saying? So you covered on both ends. There's so many policies out there. There's one where you can create a savings for your kid. Child policies. My nephew just got a child policy, $8. No matter how old he gets, his policy is going to stay $8. So the younger you get your policy, the less it's going to cost you. So he's most likely going to want to, add on to his policy as he gets older. He might, he may want to do some stuff with it.
And he might have kids. How does that work? When you have kids and you have a policy on yourself, do you just add them on, or what happens?
Yeah. So, for example, my mom got a policy for her, and she had a policy for my nephew. So she got 2 separate policies. She could have just added him to her policy, but because she's going to use that as he gets older, and it's going to be there, right? Building money. So she just got a separate policy. It was literally $8. Like, if you have kids, you can spare $8. You know what I'm saying? $8. If your kids are wearing Jordans and name brand, you can spare $8 a month. Now, there's more plans for children that, you get a lot of more, benefits, but even the very basic one still has a lot of benefits.
If you use it right.
Yeah. No, well, you don't even want to use it. You want it just in case something happens, just in case your kid gets really sick, and you need to cover some bills. Because, you still got health insurance, but life insurance they kind of go hand in hand, but not really. It's totally different. So, God forbid one of your children dies, and you got
going back to this dying.
Yeah, well, because hey, that's like one of the reasons you get it. Something happens. Like, how often do you see those GoFundMes? You know what I'm saying? But that person had all this money and nice cars, all the name brand, the newest Jordans, but then when they pass away, and a lot of people are passing away young, and it's sad. When they pass away, they had no coverage. And so now their parents are trying to figure out what to do. Their family is stressed out. They're already, grieving. But on top of that, now they have to ask social media to help them pay for this person's funeral. They can't give them what they want to give them. They have to give them what they have enough money for, which they don't have the money, So that right there, it bothers me, because it's like you live this lavish lifestyle, but you didn't protect yourself.
It's mainly because they think that because they are so young that they have time. They have time to get them a life insurance. My grandma, actually, I have an old policy, because not an old policy, but my policy is so old because my granny got it for me.
Oh, see, she knew, she knew, and that's crazy.
We still deal with the same man till this day. My grandma died, that nigga's still alive.
Oh, wow.
Just still collecting that money from my mom, and it's been there ever since I was a baby. Before I even was born, that policy was there. They already knew they was going to get the policy. Once I came out and my social was here, my granny automatically got it.
Yeah, so you can get a child policy as soon as the baby turns 15 days old. Yeah. So 15 days old is when you were able to get a policy. And again, I recommend it. And like I said, my nephew, he is 7, and his policy is $8. If he decides he wants to add on like riders, more benefits, he's able to do that. But like I said, he'll have that same price. The rate don't go up. That's the good thing about my company is
what is your company for people out there that want to know?
So I work with a company called PHP. And when I say with because I am independent. So I don't work for one specific company. I work with a lot of different companies. So you have options. Some people work for companies where you only can, have that one option. I know a company called, when I was rolling over my life insurance policy, they were trying to get me to sign up with them, but they only had one company that I can go with. And they was like, yeah, the premium will go up every milestone. Go up every milestone. I ain't never heard of that. I work for insurance. It's going up. I was like, no, I don't want nothing that goes up. And then she was like, it'll be like $80-something. I was like, $80-something? No, because my company, we get $50 policies. We have $25 policies. What policy are you trying to give me? So I basically was like, oh, no, thank you. I just I had questions about, if my contract states anything about this or that before I go ahead and do a conversion. So I say that to say I work with a company called PHP, People Helping People. The founder is Patrick Bet-David. He has the YouTube called Value Entertainment, and that YouTube channel is number 1 in the world, number 1 watched in the world for entrepreneurs.
I watch it.
Yeah, he's awesome, right? He gives you so, and it's not even just one thing that he talks about. He has all types of investment tips, And you just look. I watched the one where he was talking about baseball cards, and I'm like, maybe I need to give me a baseball card. But it's crazy. Like, he is awesome.
He's basically, for those people that don't know who that guy is, because he is really awesome, he's basically giving you the loopholes of how to make your money work for you. You know how how me and Jenica was talking about those, I'm sorry, me and Jamal were talking about those loopholes that poor people don't know about. Well, he's rich and he's giving them to us.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
For the free YouTube.
Exactly. And even what I do is for free. Like, literally, I talk to people. I'm not charging you to give you this information. We're having a conversation. Anybody I speak with is like, I'm going to give you the information. And if you want, you know what I'm saying, I can go ahead and get you set up. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with what I do. If you're wanting to start your own company, I can help you with that, right? Because we're all about creating generational wealth. You don't want to work for someone all your life. You know what I'm saying? They teach us to work, to go to school, and you come out in debt. You know what I'm saying? Nobody tells you, hey, you should be a business owner. When you're growing up, they don't say, hey, find what you're passionate about, find what you're good at, and then just focus on that craft. You know what I'm saying? Perfect that craft. And then you go out and you start your business. We don't start doing that till we're a little older, and we're just like tired now. So now we looking like we searching, we Googling like, what can I do? How can I do this? You know, but by then, you know, we've already racked up bills. You know, by the time we get ready to you know, break that chain, break that cycle, we already got rent, you know, got car notes, we got kids, and now it seems impossible. Now it seems like the only thing you can do is go to a trade school, which is going to cost you thousands. And that's even with you getting financial aid. Because financial aid, a lot of people don't realize that financial aid won't pay for the whole thing. They maybe give you $10,000, but the school is $20,000. So you got to go get a loan. So now you stuck in student loans, and that stuff is like charging high interest rates when you could have just, you know what I'm saying, got a license. Me, I got a license. I got my license in 7 days. And that's because I was really dedicated. I stayed up till like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning some nights just going through the chapters. I took a test. The test had about 80 questions. But because I did so much studying, and it was easy. It took me an hour to take the test because, you know, it ain't easy. I'm not going to go lie to you and be like, oh, it's the easiest test. There's a lot of stuff that sounds the same, but it's not the same. So you really have to pay attention to the wording, and you have to know the material. But I got licensed in 7 days. Whenever the training, for example, the training is basically the blueprint from Patrick Bet-David. So we do training. Let's see how many times. 2 times a day. 6 days a week. We don't train on Sundays. Yeah. The trainings are definitely optional. Most people go to the trainings because it's like, I need to know as much as I can. You can never have too much information. So we have our trainings. We have our entrepreneur workshops. We do that 5 times a week as well. I go to those over and over. Why? Because this is what I'm teaching people. So I wanna teach it exactly how Patrick Bet-David did it, you know. So I'm in those meetings like 3-4 times a week, you know. So, and I'm telling you, I multitask. So I work from home. So I have my headset in. I have my earphones on this side. Like, when you want to start your own business, you have to be serious about it, and that's where people go wrong. They know what they want to do. They kind of know how to do it, but they slack on it. They kind of procrastinate. They push it back. I'm gonna do it next week. No, if you want to really get out of that cycle, you want to be your own boss. You want to be in control of your own money. You literally have to give it your all, and that's where a lot of people go wrong. And I think that they don't give it their all because they just don't know where to start.
And I think it's a little bit of like fear, that fear factor of, okay, I might not have that definite check, not knowing what your check is going to be like every week. You don't know. And then a lot of people that start these businesses don't understand that you got to put a year in the hole. We be bitching about that week in the hole from job. You got to put a year in the hole. You have to invest in yourself. The thing that poor people don't understand is that you have to use the job as, you have to start looking at your job as the side hustle, and what you want to do, your career as the, whatever you want to do as your career. Use the money from your job. I don't give a fuck if you're making $30 an hour. Use that money and invest it in what you want to do. That's how I had to start looking at my job, because I make some pretty decent money, more than I've ever made in my whole lifetime. But once I started in an hour with Crowder, then I had to buy equipment. I got to pay people. I got to have people on payroll. I got to do this. I got to rent a space. I got to do this. And yeah, I could have easily just started doing stuff out of my house, but it goes back to what you were saying, the seriousness. Are you serious about it? Because if you're serious about it, you know, you can go film it at your house, but are you going to step it up a notch after that year and say, okay, I need a space that looks professional? Okay, if you're doing her, okay, yeah, you can do it at your house, but when you going to get a shop so that people feel comfortable going? Because everybody doesn't feel comfortable going to your house, bro. Yeah. So I think people get scared about investing a lot of money, because it's a lot of money investing in yourself. You know, you talked about investing in yourself for your license. You know, you have to just step out on a little bit of faith and be like, okay, I have to do this, because in order to be able to service people, I can't do it with just myself. I have to have this license so I don't fucking go to jail. Right. So yeah, I think that it's just fear-based. You're fearful of moving somewhere. You're fearful of investing in yourself. You're fearful of what people are going to say. You're fearful of failing. You're just fearful. You're just scary.
And to that, I would say that if you are afraid to start your own business because you feel like maybe it's going to fail, then you're not ready to start your own business. Because it goes back to me saying, perfect your craft. When you are confident in what you're doing, there's no doubt. You know what I'm saying? You have no reason to be like, I don't want to do this. If you do hair and you know you started doing your client's hair and you are cold at doing hair, you got a following, you got, you know, your little page up, what you scared of? At that point, it's like, it's more of you just don't want to spend the money. You're being more so cheap. I won't say cheap, but I'm going to say cheap. So you kind of being cheap at that point, because you're like, I can just do it in my house. I really don't need. No, because me personally, I ain't going to your house. I like my hair washed in the sink. I want a massage. I want to sit there. You know, I don't want to be sitting in your house watching your TV with your kids right there. You know, so it's all about being comfortable, and that's what you got tattoo artists. They tattooing in their house. I don't feel like that's sanitary. I'm not going to you. You know what I'm saying? Now you could build a shed in the backyard and then make that shed into your studio. That would be more comfortable. You can actually buy a shed from
Home Depot for like $500, bro.
Right. Flip that, make that studio, get some paint up in there. Chair. People are gonna feel comfortable. They're gonna from the outside they're gonna be like a little shady, but once they get in, they're gonna be like, oh, okay. Yep. You know, he doing something. He's a tattoo artist. You know what I'm saying? And tattoo artists make a lot of money, so there's no reason why you should be tattooing in your living room. You know.
That just goes back to people that don't take their craft serious.
Exactly.
You know, if you don't take your craft serious, I sure don't take your craft serious.
Exactly. Not saying I don't go get my hair braided. I do go get my hair braided at somebody's house, but I just get it straight back, nothing fancy, you know. But when I want my hair washed, I'm going to the salon. You know, I need you to wash it, deep condition it. You know what I'm saying? So most crafts do require you to have that professional aspect of it. You know, you can't be just kind of half doing it, making all this money off of it, but you're still not taking the time to actually make it a legit business. You're not even licensed to do it. You know, if you get caught, you're going to be fined. You're going to go to jail.
Hell yeah.
You know, so with life insurance, you literally cannot do it without studying. So you can try. Well, you can go and try and you can buy the course online, learn the information, go take the test. You can do it all. Nobody's going to work with you, though, if you're not licensed. So you can't do life insurance on the back end without getting licensed, because you have to then get approved by insurance carriers. Basically, they will agree to work with you. So that's why I say I go to the trainings because half the time, most of the time, 99% of the time, they're going to have something new in there. You know, they're teaching me marketing, you know, how to reach out to people to start that conversation. Like, hey, you know, do you think you're ready for retirement? You know, how old are you? You know, and when you start asking those questions, they're looking like, dang, I do only got about, 20, 30 years left.
Yeah, it really gets clock start rolling in your head about all the shit that you've spent money on, all the stuff that you really haven't really properly prepared yourself to be in that space where you at the lake fishing on a Sunday morning, Sunday through damn Saturday. You know, it really gets the mind going. And I've thought about that myself too, like, dang, I don't want to work for my whole life. I don't want to, and it really just kind of irritates me that, especially on holidays where I see people working the day before, the day of, the day after. You know damn well the CEO isn't working the day before. Hell, he had 2 weeks off in advance. He's somewhere in the Bahamas chilling, and we're here working on the holidays. I mean, thank God I didn't have to, but that's what really got my mind going about retirement and 401ks and am I really prepared? I see those old ass greeters at Walmart, and I start to think they ran out of retirement money.
Or they didn't even plan. They thought Social Security was going to be enough. Social Security give you about $800-900. You know what I'm saying? So people feel like, oh, I'm gonna get Social Security. Okay, you can get Social Security and live off of that, but you ain't gonna be living nowhere comfortable. You know, rent is too high. Those senior citizen communities, those are expensive. But I remember my coach, he asked me, do you think your time is worth, $17 an hour? So a lot of people, they may work a job getting paid $9, $10, $15. And he said, he was like, so an hour of your life is only worth $10, $15, a whole hour. And you do that for 8 hours. You buy a gift, right? That gift was $20. That means if you get paid $10 an hour, that just costs you 2 hours at work just to get that one gift. So when you start looking at it from a different perspective, you're like, oh no, this is slavery. This is modern day slavery. I'm only getting paid, $17, $18 for a whole hour, and that whole hour was miserable. I done got cussed out about. I got cussed out a few times about something I had nothing. I'm nice and everything, and I can't help. If I can't help you, I can't help you. But I didn't get cussed out, and I'm like, this cannot be it. This cannot be life. That's and so when I met PHP, which it stands for People Helping People, I got into this business. I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. So now I wake up every day, and that's on my mind, like, what can I do to get better? How can I reach people? I'm like, I need to get in the streets. I need to get in the community. I need to start hosting seminars at the recreation centers, at the parks, on the basketball court. I'm getting on social media. I need to talk to the people, but I don't want to seem like a salesperson because I'm not a salesperson. I'm an educator. I'm going to educate you on what you did not know. From there, it's your decision to take that information and go ahead and let your money work for you or stay in the same situation, And at that point, once we're able to reach out and teach everybody this information, it's no longer on them. It's no longer on the teachers and the government. It's
my mommy and daddy. It's you. You found it out.
Yeah, you knew. You did not teach it to your kids, and you didn't take that action. But I want us to have that opportunity to at least know about it. Right now, a lot of people don't have that opportunity. They don't know nothing about it. They think life insurance is expensive. They think, they don't know nothing about annuities, nothing at all. Like, why put your money somewhere where you have to be a certain age to take it out, and even when you take it out, they're being taxed 20%. Depending on what state, you also get federal tax. You also get state taxes that you live in. So once you pull that money out, they're taxing you all this money. You ain't even getting all the money that you put in. It's yours. Like, this is my money, and you're taking it. You're taking partial of it all because I want my money back. Put it in the bank. You know what I'm saying? You ain't getting nothing. You basically you getting like 3 cents, right? 4 cents. So you ain't building much of anything when you put it in a savings account. I do not have a savings account. I do not. I barely use the bank. I use it just for direct deposits. You know, I started using the Cash App card, just because I don't want you to invest in my money. You know,
Yeah.
I don't want you. No, I don't want you to make money off of me.
And I always wondered how CEOs of banks and how banks make money. If I'm putting my money in there, and how are you making money? Because the money's not yours. You ain't doing nothing with it. When I look at my bank app, it's still X amount of dollars in there. So how is they making money? And that's when it dawned on me that if my bank account is still the same when I look at it, but they text me when I want to take it out, or it's whenever I wanted to take out a large amount of money, I think I bought like a cash car or something, and it was like over $3,000 or some shit like that. And it was like, oh yeah, it's gonna take 3 to 5 business days to verify this. And I was like, what are you talking about? It's right there. I missed out on that cash car because they needed 3 to 5 business days to give me my own money as I'm looking at it in my bank account saying it's there. Just give it to me. Right. Because they went to go play with it. That's what it is. So shout out to you for using those cash apps and all that stuff, because they're just literally using our money. They don't make money unless we put money in the account. Even when you want to take all your money out, they're like, okay, well, it's going to be this much money to take all your money out, and you got to close the account. And I'm like, wait a minute, this is just an account. Why is it costing me to take my own money out? So it's really irritable. It's really irritating that we don't know that. We don't know. They don't tell us that banks are literally using our money to go make themselves money. And then they throw us some crumbs. Yeah,
when you can take your money and make yourself money, why let them go get that 4-12% when you can get it? You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of like a big one for me, as well as all of the benefits of having the proper life insurance policy, getting your children covered, because you can take that money from that policy, save for their college, or save it for whenever they need a car. They hit 18, 19, you got all this money that's been saved. Go ahead and buy a car, their first car with it. You just have so many options when it comes to what I do, and it's sad that a lot of people have no idea. They take and you can pay your policy in lump sums. You get an income tax of $7,000-$8,000.
Just pay it up for the year.
Exactly, pay it up for the year. One-time payment. You ain't got to worry about it again. Same thing with the indexed account. One lump sum. You ain't got to worry about it. So you do have that option. That's why income tax season is very important kind of in my business, because that's when people have the money to do it. So once they understand all of the benefits and they pick out what works best for them, they're not like, oh, I don't get paid till next week. They're like, I got $7,000 right now. You know what I'm saying? Let me go ahead and put that $2,000 down. So, I don't know. It's just a passion of mine. I spend a lot of time on it. I wake up in the morning, I'm thinking about it. Like that's what's on my mind. I still gotta go to work, right? Because I'm still building. I'm building this company. I'm building my company. I work with a company to do that. But my second job is that 9 to 5, right? That, I gotta get up and go to work. But this job is my main focus. Now, my current job, same field, but I only work with people who have long-term care policies, life insurance policies. And that policy is designed for people who may get sick. They need that long-term care where they need a nurse or anything of that nature. So that's what that policy is designed for. So customer service, same field, claims processing, things of that nature. So I kind of wanted, when I got a new job, I wanted something that still had to do with what I'm building. Because like I said, you can never have too much information. So I still have that, and that's just until I get done building my team. And people like, building a team. What you trying to? Is this a scheme? Is this a pyramid scheme or something? No, it's not. Because I don't make any money from anybody that I bring onto my team. I don't get paid for you. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of places do that where you'll get like some type of payout for signing someone on. No, I don't get that. What I get is a team, someone I'm getting my company, right? I can't do it alone. Yeah. You know, you do have to have, you know, that team that's going out there with you, or that's just online with you, you know, doing that marketing, getting the message out, speaking to people. You can build a team as big as you want. You can all the way up to being a chairman, you know, so.
What are you planning on doing?
Me?
Because it seems like you want to stay a little down to earth, and once you're at that little spot of the chairman, then you got so much shit going on that you can't get back to the people as quick as you can right now. So how's that going to affect you the higher you go in your career right now versus right now when you have direct contact with the people that you want to have direct contact to get that information out?
So that's what your team is for, right? So I got everybody under me, and they're all leveling up too. But I got everybody under me passing that information out. So that's the purpose of a team, is you always have people getting that information out. I'm still there to help, right? I'm still there to talk to, you know, someone that I feel like, you know, will be, you know, really good for it. But I would have a lot of people under me. So I don't want to go all the way up to chairman. I probably want to go up to maybe MD, marketing director. Once I get to that point, I'll work with maybe the ones that are right under me to help them get up to where I'm at. And those that are right under me, they help people that are right under them to get where they're at. So it's almost like, kind of like we're all helping each other, people helping people. We're helping you get up there, wherever point that you want to be in, because you don't have to be a marketing director. You may want to just write policies. You may want to stay at that bottom tier. And you only need maybe some supplemental income. So you may not want to necessarily build a entire business, build your own company. Yeah. You may just want to kind of dabble in it. You're able to do that. You may not want to recruit. You're able to do that. Our purpose is to get the message out. At the end of the day, our purpose is to get people insured. Our purpose is to get the message out. You don't have to build a business. I want to build a business because I don't want to work for nobody. You know, I also have a second business I want to do, which is a lash technician. So I need this and I need that to have that money to be able to build this. So ultimately, I want two businesses because I always want to do this. Like, I don't feel like I'll ever stop doing this. Even if I stop working for the company, I'm going to still talk about it to everybody I meet. I don't think I ever am going to stop working with the company because, like I said, it's a passion at this point. But I want to have this business that is ran on its own because I have all these people that I have trained and those people have trained. I also want to have my second business, which is something I enjoy doing. You know, I enjoy doing this, but you can never have too many businesses.
Exactly.
Especially if you really enjoy them. So that's where I'm at. And that kind of goes back to you saying, like, you need to have a job so that you can have that money to be able to invest in yourself. So it goes back to that, which is very true. Put money to the side. A lot of people have at minimum $100 that they can put to the side, you know. And then there's grants. You got grants out there just for being Black. It ain't even you did nothing special. It's just because you're Black, you're Native American. You know you're foreign. You know there's so many crazy grants out there. It's just like, I have a grant for that. It's like, yeah, you get a grant for that, but you gotta look. And we're not taught that. We're taught to graduate and go to school again. You know, we're taught to work for somebody else, to make somebody else's dreams come true. We ain't taught to go out there and make our own dreams come true. So my two little sisters, I told them, like, hey, you need to find what you're good at and you need to perfect it. Because right now they were younger when I was talking to them about it. So they were about 16, 17. And they were just kind of like, oh, I really don't know what I want to do. And I was like, what are you good at? You know what I'm saying? That's where you start. What are you good at? And if there's nothing you're good at, what would you like to be good at? You know what I'm saying?
And I just want to cut in a little bit right there too, is because and I can say this because I'm Black, but I see it especially in the Black community. Like, we tell our kids, oh, no, you ain't about to be no rapper. You ain't about to be no basketball player. You ain't about to do this. You about to go to school.
Yep.
And that's the time where you should be perfecting whatever you're good at, because you ain't got no bills. The only thing you doing is going to school, which is the greatest networking of all time, school. There's hundreds and thousands of kids in school. And if your mama, you just ask your mama for Christmas, hey, I want some stickers. I want to, if I knew that I was good at doing podcasts when I was 16, 15, 14, I wouldn't have asked for that, BS for Christmas. I would have asked for stickers. Give me stickers so that I can go pass them out at school. By now, my channel would already be in the 100 millions because I would have started when I was young. And now I'm 31, but now I'm starting to get right at 31 instead of 16 or 15. So now it's like it's going to be slower because, for one, you don't network how you need to network when you're younger. You're vibrant, you're talking to everybody. You got a whole 1,000 friends or whatever that's going to pass your shit out for free.
Right.
And then you get older and the only thing you do is go to work or eat at home. And so
pretty much.
So it's work and home, and you already don't like half the people at your job, so you ain't talking to them. And then you live alone at your house, so there's nobody there to talk to. So you're basically at ground level doing everything. When if your mama wouldn't have shysted your dream off from the beginning, and you would have had $100,000, she could have had a Bentley by now, all that shit. But you told your kid, focus on school. Right. And those white people told their kid, oh, go ahead and go rap. Go ahead and go do this. Go ahead and do that. And that's where we mess up at in the community. We don't water the seed that our kid hands us.
Right.
We stump it and then say, go do something else. Go do something that I know is going to make money.
Right. And that's how we get stuck with these $17, $18, $20 jobs, because we feel like we started at $8, because, a lot of us, we started working young. As soon as we hit 18, 16, 17, we at McDonald's, we at Walmart. So working for $9 and then someone says, I'll give you 11, you like, and then when you get as you get older, I'll give you 15, you like 15, so you just like, oh, I'm coming up in the world. Not realizing that, hey, if you had your own business, you'd be making $250,000 a year.
And not knowing that 15 that you think is, wow, they just made 50,000 times that.
Off of you. In there, scanning them groceries, and you tired at the end of the day. Your legs hurt, your back hurt, and then you got to go around and do it again. But there's something that you're good at, and that you can, you can do it, but you're too tired. And you're too tired to work on it.
But you know what? I don't even give that an excuse. Like, I told myself that, like, I'm going to start going home, and it don't matter how tired I am. Next year, I'm staying up until 3 or 4 so that I can start dedicating that time when I get off work to an hour with Crowder. I basically wrote my questions out for, my guests in my car, in my truck, while I'm at stops. Because I'm like, I'm sitting up here investing all this time into this job that at the end of the day is going to give me 40% of my 40% of my pension or 40% of my 401k. After they took the 60, went out there and played with it, got rich, and my back at this point, now my back hurt. My back is already hurting at 31. My back should not be hurting at 31, but it does. And I'm just like, damn, we don't take enough time and set that time aside to work on our craft. We just come home after a long day and say, "Ooh, I'm tired." Well, get that ass up, because now you got another job. You got your job to do now.
Right.
And we don't do that. We just automatically think that, oh, well, it's going to get done, or thinking that we can do it all in one day. You can't.
You can't.
You can't. You have to invest in yourself. You got to invest that time. Time is the most important thing to invest in your business, because the money going to come. You got a job, the money going to come.
Right.
But the money don't mean shit if you're not investing the time, if you're not networking, if you're not calling people, if you're not trying to rent out a venue or something, if if you ain't doing that, then that shit gonna be exactly where it's at when you woke up yesterday morning.
Exactly. And that is a big one, time management. I split mine. I dedicate 4 hours, right? So I'm dedicating an hour to Facebook. I'm dedicating an hour to LinkedIn. I'm dedicating an hour to Instagram. That's 3 hours. After that, I still got 1 more hour, right? Because we got 24 hours in a day. You only work 8. So to say you ain't got time, that ain't true. People say, "Oh, I got kids." Okay, they got to eat and go to sleep. You know, they need to be in bed by 7, 8 o'clock.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And they got their rooms. Go. I need this hour right here to work on this. You need to go. And that's just kind of controlling your household so that you're able to make a better living, make a better life, create that generational wealth for your kids. You have to put that time aside. When you have something that you know you will be good at, that you know that will get you to where you want to be, you know, free up your time. When you own your own business, people think, oh, it's going to be so much work. I'm not going to have any time. In my business, you have plenty of time. You work when you want to work. You can sit here and make, you know, $5,000-$6,000 this month. So you may say, oh, next month I may not need to go as hard. You know, next month I got enough money to pay this month's bills and next month's bills. So let me pay all this up, you know, because I got the. And then you take that whole month and you just chilling, or you take half that month and you just chilling. You may not have to dedicate 4 hours. You know what I'm saying? You may only have to dedicate an hour, 2 hours just to check in with your team, because you always want to check in with your team. That's why I say it's important to build a team with my company personally, because you want to have that constant stream. You know, the higher you get, you have that constant stream, and you always have somebody, you know, working with you. But it's yours. You can go to work all day, every day, but at the end of the day, that's not your company. They can terminate you at any time.
We was talking a little bit about that, about how you was like, yeah, I want to have time again, because these jobs take so much time away from you, time away from your family, time away from the business you want to start, time away from your whole life. You can't even go on vacation without saying, hey, can I get a week of vacation? Right. And then even then they can deny it if they want to.
Right, they be denying it. I know when I was trying to use my personal time, my vacation time, they kept denying it. And I'm like, well, why are you going to give me something that you control? And you control my off days. You control when I come in. You control, you know, overtime. You know, sometimes we have mandatory overtime. And I'm like, how you going to make it mandatory that I got to work more than what I agreed to?
On my off day.
Right. Everybody has to come in on Christmas. What do you mean? That's my normal off day. You know, so they have all these things, and you're like, I'm going to have to do it because I need my job. I'm going to have to miss my baby's birthday party because I need my job. You have your own company. You go wherever you want to go. You know what I'm saying? So that's the beauty of being a business owner. That's the beauty of not working for someone else, building their dream. You know, that's the beauty of not having to retire at 60, 65. You can retire at 45. You know what I'm saying? If you do it right, you can retire at 45, 35. You know, it's all about what you put into it. And some stuff you don't have to invest a lot of money in. Me personally, I only invested maybe $300, a little over $300, and with my company, they actually gave me back $199 of that. So technically, I didn't invest $300. Technically, I invested up front $199. I paid for my licensing, and my company gave me back $199. So I paid about $100 to get my license. And now I go to all these free trainings, and I got access to all this information to help me grow and build my business for practically nothing.
And that's the good thing about PHP that I was looking into, is that they're not pigeonholing you into working with them.
Exactly.
They give you your license so you can go do your own thing. Exactly. You don't have to stay here with us. We're giving you the knowledge. We're giving you classes, and we're giving you your license, the free classes to figure out how to market and everything, and the freedom to go work with other people. They're not saying you can't work with that company. You can only work with us. They're not saying, oh, you only have to work with us because we gave you your license. they're literally telling you, no, go work with other people. That's what we're giving you the license and the knowledge about.
Exactly. But because the culture is so strong, the support is so strong, you ain't gonna want to work with nobody else. I've been contacted by several companies because as soon as you get your license, it's posted, right? So all these companies know, oh, there's a new licensed agent, and they hitting you up, and you talk to them, and you're just kind of like, I don't like this culture. I don't like the way you're talking to me. I feel like you're a manager. I feel like you're trying to manage me, that I'll be working for you, not with you. This company makes you feel like this is yours. This is your baby. It's your decision to either treat it like a hobby or treat it like your company. Treat it like a business, you know. They don't care if you come to training. You come to training, you come. You don't. That's on you. Your business ain't going to be successful if you don't come to training, though. To make that clear. They're not going to harass you. They're not going to call you and say, hey, where you at? What are you doing? No, they don't do that. They're there if you need help. They get you to where you need to be, to where you are successful and you are running it on your own. You get paid directly from the carriers. PHP doesn't pay you. As soon as that policy goes in and you they pay their premium, their first premium, they paying you the next day, right? So you got this income here. You got your job here. Once you are where you need to be here, you can quit here. You ain't got to go to work every day. You know, you good. So that's why I love PHP. It's like a family. Like, we got merchandise. It's crazy.
And they're diverse.
Very diverse.
Tell them a little bit about that. Because I'm just feeling your spiel. Like, this is such a good company, you guys. Like, they are real deal. I love the fact that they do not pigeonhole you into working for them. That you're not working for them, you're working with them.
You're working to build your own team, your own company. You know, you even get to name your team. Once you get to that level, which is not hard at all. Like, that's the crazy part. It's not hard to level up. They're not trying to make you do something outrageous. Everything that to get up, nothing outrageous. It's kind of like, it's very doable. You can do it in the same week if you're that dedicated, you know. But very diverse. We got a lot of women, for one. Women are like, I don't know what it is. We got a lot of women, though. We got Black. We got Asian, Chinese. We got Caucasians. My vice president, she's half Black, half Chinese. Amazing woman. Love her to death. The other VP, he is Black. Our founder, he's Iranian. He came here when he was young. Patrick Bet-David. So it's very diverse. Like I said, it's very. You feel like a family, right? Because you're helping each other. I can call on anybody on my team. Be like, hey, can you help me with this? Definitely. No one is like stingy about it. No one is like, I'm not helping you because I ain't making no money. No, no one's like that. You know, at work and you like, hey, do you know how to do this? They act like they don't hear you. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, fine, I don't want to be your friend either. Here, it's not like that. It's so much love. Everybody wants to get, you know, the team to where they need to be. We trying to all level up. We don't want nobody down here. We're going to have people down here because we're going to constantly have people coming in. But our goal is to get you where you need to be. Wherever you say you want to be in the company, that's where I want you as soon as possible. You know, because that's your goal. You know, the faster you get your team together, the less work you have to do. At the end of the day, the less work you got to do. All you got to do is be that support. You got to check in on your team. But you can write your policies, and you're now getting 85%. If you help somebody with the policy, you're splitting that. So you're also getting whatever policy you did plus half of whatever this person did with this person. It's crazy. I've never seen a company like this. So I'm like excited. I love it. I was one of those people like, I'm not about to sell nothing. I'm not no seller. I don't want to market nothing. I'm not into marketing. I don't even have a social media. And I'm just like, once I got to the company, I got to know the company. I was like, oh no, I'm doing this. I'm doing all of this. and I'm pushing harder because, like I said, I want to get into the communities. I want to be on your block. You know, I called my DJ. I was like, hey, you want to come DJ and we'll split, because my DJ, he actually is the one who brought me in. So I'm like, hey, you want to come and, help me get these seminars, and he was like, yeah, I'll bring all my equipment. We can do this, right? So I'm actually pushing a little harder when it comes to this because, like I said, I'm mad. I'm angry. I'm like, why didn't nobody tell me this? I could have been making money by now. Like, I could be close to retirement by now. I don't think I'll ever just really retire fully because I'm always trying to keep moving, right? I don't want to just sit around the house and look crazy. So
look crazy.
I'm just sitting there looking crazy all day. I don't want to do that. So when they say retirement, I'm just looking like, I don't know. I don't know about retirement, but I do know I want to have a lot of free time. Right now, I don't have that. I'm a dialysis patient. I've been a dialysis patient for 9 years. And it takes up a lot of time. I get up at 5:30 in the morning. I'm there for about 4 hours. After that, I have about 3 hours before I have to go to work.
Yeah.
And I got to do that for 8 hours, and then if I'm like poor, I have to go ahead and if I'm poor at that particular time, I got to go ahead and put another 2 hours in for overtime. I know I used to do 10 hours a week of overtime. So I have a total of 20 hours. Sometimes I used to do 15 hours of overtime. But factoring in dialysis, I'm tired. I just been drained and, everything else on this machine. And now I got to go and sit on this phone and get yelled at. And a lot of call, especially call center jobs, a lot of that is mentally draining. People think, oh, you're just sitting in a chair. You're not really, you ain't doing nothing. No, I am doing something. I'm trying to keep my sanity. I'm sitting here letting this person call me names, and I'm trying to keep my sanity. That's mentally draining. It's so much negativity in it. I want to work somewhere that's positive. I want to do something that's positive. I want to do something for the community. I want to help people. And, a lot of these call center jobs, it ain't helping people. It's basically I want. And it's like, I just need you to pay the bill. That's all I need. All the extra, it's not my fault you didn't pay it. But that comes back to people not being prepared. Yep. When Corona hit, a lot of people didn't know what to do. They had to cash out that 401k. They cashed out that 401k. They got that 20%, tax. And even with that, they're still like, dang, that wasn't enough. What do I do? And now not only do you not have your retirement money that you started to save, now you have no money, because of the pandemic hit. But had you started your own business, had you did pick something that is always going to be a necessity, you would have been straight. And that's why the insurance industry is really the way to go. People always own the insurance.
Yep, definitely is. And I hope that they get it from you and look up people helping people, PHP, for people that don't know. I want you to go ahead and give out your social media handles so that they'll know where to reach you at.
So Facebook, you just type in Jamya Ray. It's spelled Jamya. And it should come up. And my Instagram is GenieAndADream. So like a GENIE and AND dream. That's my Instagram. So you can find me on either one of those. Let's see. My email is also GenieAndADream@gmail.com. So you can look me up on there too. So yep, I am available at any time. Honestly, that's another thing. Like, I'll be on the phone 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night, talking to people, trying to set up these meetings, at very, very, very minimum. I just want to give you information about, what you should be doing with your money at bare minimum. I don't want you to buy nothing. I just want you to know. And I want you to tell your kids. Don't forget to tell the kids.
Yeah, don't forget to tell the kids. And you guys also can reach me on all social media platforms, Instagram, Crowder_the_great. Facebook, An Hour with Crowder. Go like, share, subscribe, all of that stuff on there. And that is another great episode. We're out.